I would have had Callis sell it the way he did.
Wait a minute, so did they die? Those two are not going to say anything?
I would have just had him.
They died?
That's me. My point being is that... Oh, I lost my point because you fucking went on the
Because
table.
you fucking win, I would have...
God damn it!
What's going on, y'all? Shane Mack, Marcus Cash. SP3 joining us on the AEWrecap for March 17th. Wednesday Night Dynamite's St. Patrick's Day.
Slam.
Thank you very much. I like the show. It's second good week in a row after that terrible Go Home show, I think it was.
Yeah.
Go Home show wasn't terrible.
I gotta be honest, the show didn't start the usual way. They had like a recap of MJF and them. The big, it's not even a heel turn.
Which made that segment feel bigger.
It did, and they did it a couple times throughout the show. I was here for it. It's like somebody competent is running the show. What's going on? They lose the company, they fence by him out. What's going on? But that aside, I did enjoy it. We didn't even talk about last week because we didn't do the recap.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, well,
What a great angle.
we'll spring it out throughout the episode. Match. The night started out with Cody versus El Penta.
Whoa, hold on.
What?
We also, after the video package, we opened with all of them getting off a plane, which I thought was a lovely, iconic image.
I did.
Especially with good old JR talking about the diversity that we had in the group here.
That line was unintentionally hilarious.
Yeah.
Diverse group of individuals. Really? No. Okay, if you say so.
I started off the night with such a smile because that was hilarious.
That was Cody versus Penta. We got a promo from Penta and his translator,
Mouthpiece, yeah.
who was, it seemed, plucked at random and then immediately became a douche. And I'm here for it. That guy, his perfect douche face. No offense, sir. It's your job and you're doing it well.
Yeah, he's great at that. I don't know how far in advance that was known or what prep work he's done for it.
Is he important? Is he somebody?
He's a Spanish, announce guy. He's there Hugo?
He's a Spanish commentator for AEW, and he does a lot of their pre-show on their YouTube channel and stuff like that. So
Oh, look at him coming up.
Look at that.
You earned it, sir.
Penta says...
It was a nice little come up. It was like when Coach got plucked from an announcer to an actual character. Hopefully it works out for him because he kind of brings something new to Penta's act. Because Penta kind of needed something at this point with his brother being the greatest thing ever in a ring in professional wrestling right now. He needed to stand out, and the way Penta stands out is with his character. It's always been that fact. It's always been the thing that he's kind of been better at than his brother. The only thing in wrestling, probably in their life. But yeah, Penta just has charisma, but he needs someone to kind of do his promos for him. So this act kind of works.
And Penta says, this is a welcome addition.
Have you been holding on that?
Yes.
So since you held onto this not great line?
Yes.
He stopped listening and he was waiting to say that one line.
I just want to say, and Penta says about everything. I love that.
It is catchy, we'll say. I skipped Cody's entrance because it's too long and I'm over Cody. And the match, though, was fine. I'm sure Cody watched some match with Dusty selling his arm, so that Cody decided he's going to keep selling his arm this week. And we're going to work the whole match around it. Alright, fine. It worked, though. I like the match. I don't like the finish.
Oh, the finish fucking sucked.
Oh, shit.
Fucking sucked. Why did you do the arm break spot if he's gonna fucking not sell it and do a fucking roll up immediately after? Doesn't make any sense. Just doesn't. He reverses the arm breaker into the fucking roll up, and then Penta does the arm breaker after the fucking match. It's not that difficult, please.
I don't get it.
I was more wind taken out of my sails of the fact that we just put an emphasis again on Penta. I don't want to say gave him a heel turn or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. But we just put a newfound singles emphasis on Penta, and then he loses his first important match, right after that, the next week. He didn't have a bunch of squash matches first and then lose this. He lost the next time we saw him.
Yeah, I don't get the booking there. I guess, I don't know. I did give an excuse for Penta to attack him afterwards, and then, I gotta be honest, I'm not gonna say it's a Goat Baker-like switch. That's insane. That's one of the greatest things ever. That face heel turn. But QT Marshall's heel turn, I'm enjoying way more than I should.
This is the thing. QT was always a heel in Ring of Honor.
Oh, okay.
Like,
backstory.
Face thing, I don't even think that was the plan for when he was in AEW, because if you remember, he was kind of introduced in like a way where they like had him in a heel role at first, and then they like decided he was going to be Cody's partner. I think around Cody was feuding with MJF.
That's right.
And he got over in the match with him and Cody versus Butcher and the Blade.
His enthusiasm got him over.
He got over. He became a babyface. They kind of rode this whole thing out. But QT feels more comfortable, and you can tell as a heel. So I think that's why it's resonating with you, and you're liking it
so much so. I think it's I don't want to read too much into it, but it's like I'm pretending to still be down, but I'm so disgusted with all of you, I can't even pretend hard. So he was like, "Is he all right? Is he okay?" I'm just like, we can all see you're full of shit.
And from a distance, by the way. You over there, as I can walk closer, I'm just not going to. Everything all right? Also, he's looking at me, but I'm going to ask all of you if he's all right. I agree, yeah. QT Marshall just seems like he sucks a little bit less as a heel.
Jesus, you can't give anybody anything. I'm here for it. Jesus.
I still don't want to see him in the ring, but as a character,
fair enough.
He seems like he sucks less.
Maybe he works better as a heel. He doesn't do all the flips and shit.
I'm excited to see it.
He had a good match on AEW Dark Elevation against Marco fucking Stunt.
Yeah, no.
He was doing a whole bunch of cool spots, just flipping on him all over the place. He had a great fucking he had Marco in like a suplex position, and he threw him up into the diamond cutter that way.
I love that.
Shit was awesome.
I gotta be honest, I don't want to see Marco Stunt much. Or QT much. But if I had to see the both of them against each other, that feels like that fits to me. That would be nice to see. Like QT could sell for him, and you wouldn't think any less than you already do about QT. You just go,
Thank you. Like when Marco was on offense, I was like, yeah, I can believe this. I can believe Marco offense on QT. Yeah.
QT stinks. I love that. You're not getting Marco's done anything. I see your face.
I don't want to see Marco ever.
All right, fair enough. I know. I mean, that's why you got kicked out of the fan club. Britt Baker fan club. You said you were okay for getting fired as long as Marco got fired. I didn't get it. And you're not being reinstated. Until you retract that statement.
I can't.
There was a backstage promo with the Young Bucks. Oh my God. Can you defend this nonsense? These are baby faces, right? These baby faces? Yeah, okay. You guys beat us in singles matches, but we're the tag team champions, so I was like, oh my God, what are we doing here? This is not how this is supposed to work. Luckily, the non-Brit GOAT.
It's the game today, King.
No, I'll give him that. I don't watch WWE, so the best in AEW to me, but yes, that guy. He's past Moxley for me. He's past Kingston for me. He is splendid.
I liked him going at the Young Bucks, saying they're not the same from New Japan. He just is the ultimate instigator, and I just loved it. The Bucks feel more like baby faces when Don Callis is on camera with them.
We said that. That's the only reason that I would even know the baby faces, because Don Callis is running them now, and he does it to baby faces. And I like the admitting that he fucking did the thing to his eye on his own. A little late, quite frankly, but I guess I'll take it. I'm over Matt Jackson. Not in general. I've always been over Matt Jackson. Over Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson versus the Good Brothers. Like I'm sure they can rebuild it up. I just don't care anymore.
It's kind of awful, ain't it?
They're not. You wanna take equal time not going to Matt Jackson rant?
I mean, I still want to see it, but I mean, neither one of those teams is the hottest team in the company. I think we all know who the hottest team in the company is now. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley. literally out of fucking thin air.
Yes. We'll get to that. Jade Cargill fought somebody.
Danny Jordan, the real mean girl.
I love that. Excuse me, sir.
I watch Dark.
I do not. Jade Cargill looks like a star. We can go with that, sure. That's the simmered down version of what I was thinking. God. If God is a woman, it looks like that.
The god of women's professional wrestling.
She's gigantic. She's muscular. She has a star presence about her. I don't like the stuff with
Red Velvet?
Red Velvet. You know, I like Red Velvet. I just feel like it diminishes her.
It does.
No, I don't think so.
I
think she needs like a first feud, and this kind of plays off of what she was doing before. So it's something that it's not going to lead up to a pay-per-view match. It's literally just going to lead up to a Dynamite match.
And then what's that match going to look like?
Build momentum for it.
What's that match going to look like? Well, here's my thing. I don't think it can. If you're not going to squash Red Velvet, there will be no momentum building for Jade Cargill. It just can't. If she's equal to Red Velvet, it's not going to work. Even if they're like semi-equal, it ain't going to work. But
I just think Red Velvet is, and they want to push her, and she's got some skills, but
she's delicious.
And she is delicious, to be fair. But I think she's significantly beneath Jade Cargill. Like, I don't think Red Velvet is this first feud for Jade Cargill. Or rather, should not be this first feud for Jade Cargill.
Who do you think we're going to finish her?
I'd rather see something still that shows off her power, but I don't like the Glam Slam as a finish. Not in 2021.
Looks a little soft, no? Because she's got to protect the person she's about to drop into the mat.
Like a transitional move than a finish.
Yeah.
I think that's the issue. But I think my colleague over at Wrestling Daily, Alex McCarthy, put it best on Twitter. Jade Cargill feels like the first ever woman to get a Brock Lesnar, Kurt Angle type rookie year push. Like, she feels like the type you immediately put into the title scene. So I think that's why I'm a little bit more forgiving of them continuing the whole Red Velvet storyline, because I can totally see this is just leading to a TV matchup. They're at least trying to put some focus and put some story into another non-title women's feud. And Jade is on her way to bigger and better things, and that Red Velvet is just another stepping stone along that way. I think that's why I'm okay with that, especially if I know what the match is going to be. It's going to be Jade dominating her the way she dominated Danny Jordan.
You think so?
A hope spot for a minute. Jade cuts her off, hits the Glam Slam, 1, 2, 3, and then she's off to bigger and better things.
How long is this match?
So I don't see what's bad about Red Velvet getting that spot.
I'll tell you why. How long is this match? Let's put some money on this match over under match time. I have over. What would be considered a squash? I know what you consider a squash, which is 15 seconds.
2 minutes.
No. Because anytime someone goes 2 minutes, you go, well, he got like 2 roll-ups in. That's not a squash.
Well, to be first off, it's not 2 roll-ups. It's when they get some offense in that bothers me.
All right.
But also, if it's 2 minutes of complete one-sided ass whipping, that's still a squash. Because it's one-sided. It's when fucking Marco Stunt starts getting in some licks.
I say this fucking Jade Cargill Red Velvet match goes 9 minutes. Ready? 8 minutes minimum. It don't go less than 8 minutes.
I'm going minimum 6 minutes. Oh no, I'm going maximum 6 minutes. Mm-hmm. But I think it's gonna probably be more like a 4-minute match.
Okay.
I don't know about time, but I will make a side bet. It's gonna go through a commercial.
Ooh. Well, then you're on my side.
And that means Jimmy's.
Yeah, commercial 3 minutes.
Yeah, like what?
Okay, so that's a minimum of 4 minutes, right? If it just starts.
She comes out, they go to commercial, and then they come back and win. I don't know.
4 minute match go to commercial, so let's stop.
Maybe that's the first pinfall we see that happens during commercial. And we finally get that old WCW. You should have seen it.
Absolutely.
You missed it.
What's next on the show?
This chick who looks like Zeus who gets her pin during the commercial break. That's not an insult, by the way. What?
I just want that to happen one time.
Jesus. Up next was MJF and company. What do you call themselves? The Prestige?
The Pinnacle.
The Pinnacle.
Pinnacle.
I don't love it.
I don't hate it. I don't love it. It could be worse. I guess is what I say. It could be worse.
I love it. I just don't like the logo.
Okay. To be fair, I love the two guys they picked to cut the promo. It seems kind of blatantly obvious at first, Tully and MJF, because those two kind of incorporate the whole group. This was Tully's best promo since he's been there. He was focused. He was nuanced. He was
nuanced.
Yeah, he was clear. I was here for Tully's fucking promo.
What a line! What a line at the end. I was in one of the greatest groups of all time for most of my career, and I'm gonna end my career with one of the greatest groups of all time.
Indeed. MJF, I'm not gonna say he topped Tully, but he met him.
He topped
No, that's not a great MJF promo.
This is on the level of the podium promo. This is the only thing that feels like it was on the level of the podium promo.
I cannot go there. I like what he said, but I didn't like his interview.
I liked Tully a bit more than MJF's. I don't think MJF even matched them personally.
Wow!
Personally, I liked it, but I loved Tully's.
Are we holding MJF to a higher standard?
I might be, because MJF is gold in the mic, but I think he got a little outclassed by Tully on this one.
Outclassed, not go that far.
Not at all, and this is the first I'm hearing of this type of take.
I'm sure.
I like
and there's worst take.
I like the GOAT talk. I like him calling Chris Jericho the GOAT. I like him saying he's the new GOAT. I liked almost everything everybody said. They kind of put over, he insulted Jericho a few times, but you erase all that by calling him the GOAT. So that's the only thing that matters. And then he says, essentially, I'm the GOAT. Now, I got 25 years left, some shit he said, which is outrageous to even think about. That's probably accurate.
Yeah, coming to when he's like 49 or something about that matter.
Yeah. Now you guys would know better than me, and this might be when I was distracted by MJF. You guys know better, way better. But I'm only gonna give you two options because one of these two. Was FTR annoyed or uncomfortable? Because they distinctly felt one of those two. I just couldn't put my finger on what it was. And they didn't feel like FTR. They were looking around. They weren't making any faces of any kind. I don't want to say they didn't want to be there, but maybe they just got told some bad news backstage beforehand. It just felt very odd to me.
You know, I didn't notice.
Yeah,
now I gotta look back at it.
I'm dumb.
Maybe it's because they knew they weren't gonna have any speaking parts, so they're just like, I'm just kind of just standing out here, just stand out here, kind of thing.
Okay. Now you're wearing suits.
I thought it was more Cash than Dax.
Okay.
Dax felt like he was more comfortable to the point that I legitimately caught him and Tully speaking in the ring, like talking about how great MJF promo was going as it was going on. Like literally, Tully was like I read his lips and he was like, he's good. Like I'm totally shocked by this worst take of Tully being better than MJF.
Wow, you think that's crazy? I thought Tully had a fantastic promo.
I think that's legitimately crazy because it's the first time I'm hearing any of this. Like, literally all week I've been hearing people say that this MJF promo was amazing. So to even suggest that Tully was on the level of this MJF a promo is preposterous to me.
I'm here to help you. Stop listening to these losers on Twitter. Stop listening to these losers on Twitter. Listen to your boy.
On Twitter, I've done about like 6-7 podcasts.
Now listen up, Dan. That was the losers on Twitter. It's because they have a microphone to make them not losers. No,
I forgot. All Twitters.
You gotta edit all.
I forgot. These thoughts are my own. Don't represent SP3 or True Heel Heat. I'm sure you guys are great guys, family guys, fun guys. Wrestling fans are not the worst people in the world. I've always said that. I've always said you guys are great people, great people.
I said that.
I've always said that. Great people. Love Tony Khan. I love all you.
Like I said, I didn't think MJF's was bad. I think it was really good. I just love Tully's. I think Tully's was better. That's all I said.
Now, as you all know, I'm a huge Tully Blanchard fan. Almost as much as Tully is. And to be fair, he hasn't been great on the mic in a while. He's been kind of clunky. And MJF is always great. So it's possible I'm grading them on like separate curves. Like, they both handed in a B paper, and I'm giving Tully like an A plus because holy shit, the dumb kid in class got to all this paper, and MJF's jeans like that. So.
That's good enough.
I love you, Tully. You and your racist daughter. I wonder where she gets it. That's come on. I can draw two together. I still love you. Didn't change anything. You don't love me. I'm gonna stop at some point. I can't help myself.
Manages FTR with the hard R.
That should be the name of the group. That should have been Hard R.
FT Hard R.
Up next was the tag team match. 8-man? Private Party, Butcher... 10-man.
10-man.
Private Party, Butcher, Blade, and Matt Hardy versus Jurassic Express.
Well, so 9.5-man match.
And Bear Country. Go ahead. Go ahead. Get your Marco Stunt shots in now. Go ahead.
No. I chime in.
Clearly. With fucking nonsense. I don't even really remember this match. I remember Bear Country and Jurassic Express not getting along. I remember Marcos getting one too many shots in. I know one of them I didn't like. But for the most part, he stuck to his role. Yeah, we got into a fucking argument about this. He was like, I don't like any of this. I'm like, he's ducking, he's dodging, he's rolling out of the way, he's doing his shit that when you're supposed to do.
Killed by Bear Country.
Which was hilarious, by the way. They scooped him up without his consent and just shoved this cocksucker.
And without Luchasaurus or Jungle Boy's consent either. They were kind of standing there, and Bear Country's like, you want to toss him? Yeah, I want to toss him.
Whoop! That's where you go.
Oh. And it almost ended horribly. It was great.
See, this is where we go overboard. He's still a fucking... You want to break his fucking neck? He's a fucking... He's still a guy.
That's Jack.
Anyway, what you think of the match?
Like you, I don't remember it that well. It was very forgettable. It was just...
Yes.
It felt more like a random series of spots than an actual cohesive match.
Yeah.
So I think that was my issue. They did get across that Bear Country and Jurassic Express don't get along, which... I mean, Bear Country, this was a pretty good, proper debut for them.
Yeah.
And you did create a story for them, and it does create a new story for Jurassic Express because I didn't really know that the FTR feud was over. I thought it would continue after the 6-man, but that was the blow-off apparently.
Yeah.
So they're moving on, and now Jurassic Express has something to do now, so I like it. So this worked for me. I like the Matt Hardy brand, but I kind of see that this is leading to Matt Hardy favoring Butcher and the Blade over Private Party because Private Party just worked better as babyfaces.
Ooh. I was going to say, does this feel like Butcher and Blade have something, or they're about to be future endeavor if they were in WWE? You apparently think this is going to work out for them?
I think Butcher and the Blade, they need the mouthpiece, and they're not committed in making Allie the Bunny the mouthpiece, so they need someone like a Matt Hardy, and Matt Hardy basically being the person who is being a carny and taking their money away. It works for him. This is the best character he's had in this entire time in AEW, so I'm into it. I like all of this.
I think you sold me on that because I also had much concern for Butcher and Blade and therefore Bunny by extension with this Matt Hardy alliance. But I hadn't even considered the breakaway from Private Party that was going to happen before. And I just assumed now there's going to be this whole coalition thing. In terms of the match though, aside from Marco taking the loss, which is always swell, I did take it for a proper introduction for Bear Country, and now that they have the feud for Jurassic Express. So that was my main takeaway. I am kind of a fan of Bear Boulder. That's the redheaded one, I believe. I like him, so I kind of want to see more of that.
Originally, I thought they might get over just based on their size and the way they work. But AEW's got a lot of big guys on the roster. I did not realize they had as many big guys as I thought. I was watching the show. I was like, they don't have as many flippy guys as I thought. It's a lot of
all the faults or the things that people would criticize, they've really done a good job of addressing all of them.
They got really
big guys. They got a whole bunch of big guys. They didn't have established names. They got a whole bunch of established names now. They didn't give a shit about the women's division, and we're going to talk about the main event. So,
indeed.
And the fact, I said this on a couple of different podcasts because I haven't heard too many people mentioning this, but I absolutely love the fact AEW spent the whole fucking show saying the main event is the first time ever we're having a lights out match on Dynamite. They didn't beat us across the fucking head like WWE would, telling us this is the first ever women's main event. Because WWE has done did this shit on Raw. They done did this shit on NXT. They done did this shit on SmackDown. And each fucking time I had to hear Michael Cole ad nauseum tell me this was going to be the first ever women's main event of whatever show. I don't give a fuck anymore because they made me not give a fuck by beating me across the head with that point. So I like the fact that this company made a conscious effort to not say that and make it more about the lights out stipulation and the fact we had 2 women's matches on Dynamite, and I don't think anyone noticed.
I did, but that's because I always look up Britt Baker's competition.
Right.
I'm not gonna ask what the right was about.
I forgot what the J. Cargo match already.
He's like, oh, right, she's a girl. She's huge. Huge. I'm here for her. I do awful things to her. John Moxley, cut that. Nah, that's the truth. I mentioned the talent first.
Yeah.
Just facts. Moxley and Kingston had a promo. I assume you loved it. I liked it. But again, I'm doing comparisons in my head. I liked it less than like the one from last week. The one from last week I thought was splendid. This one I thought was good. WWE felt a lot more off the cuff. Like they didn't practice this shit at all. We're just gonna say whatever the fuck pops up. And because we're too charismatic, fucking promo, we'll make it work. And it worked for the most part to me. I enjoyed it.
I feel like they have the leeway. It's like, just go, these are your bullet points, just go say
I'm not sure they give me bullet points. What's the match tonight? What's the match tonight? Pop! Alright.
Yeah, just go talk.
Oh, they need.
Just go talk.
Let's go talk. They just have so much chemistry together. Like, it's not even funny. It's like watching a buddy cop film.
Yes.
It's like seeing Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg at the beginning of Other Guys, where it doesn't. We don't know all the way, and then they instantly just gel, and it's just a beautiful sight. And they just bounce off of each other very well. They are already the best babyface tag team in this business, and they've only been together 2 weeks.
I'm here though for if this is for part of Eddie Kingston's gimmick to just randomly quote rappers and things that they've said. I want that every week.
What was this Tupac quote? That's not an actual Tupac quote. What did he say? I remember him saying it. I was just like, oh, fucking soldiers die cowboys die 1,000 deaths. Soldiers die 1. I'm like, it's been said for hundreds of years. What are you even talking about? I guess Tupac said it at one point, but he was quoting a book because Tupac reads and shit. Read.
Of course he does.
Not you too. One of these Tupac still alive people. Gotta be honest though, I know you love the MJF promo. To me, outside of the finish, because I hate the finish and I hate the gimmick. This was the promo of the night, Christian Cage.
Oh,
it was a promo of the night for me. That shit was so, mainly because I like Christian. I get nervous when I'm guys I like show up someplace new. Crushed it. Crushed it. I love the workhorse as a name. He just crushed it.
He addressed everything he needed to address. People were. This just seems with AEW, fans react way too soon. Mm-hmm. Like they see one little fucking thing. Christian Cage picks up the title. He does a little angle with Kenny Omega. They're like, oh my god, they're gonna put the title on Christian Cage. What are they doing? What are they doing? They were coming WCW. They were coming TNA. The world is crashing down. Oh my god. It's like, calm the fuck down. They have never given us any reason to believe they're going to do that.
Oh, okay.
I think that this is going to be the Double or Nothing feud,
mm-hmm.
and I think people are upset at that or will be upset at that, but it makes sense. Kenny Omega should be versing big stars.
Yes.
And tell a fan that hasn't watched in 10, 15 years, oh, let's watch a pay-per-view with Kenny Omega in the main event, and they're going to be like, who the fuck is that? But if you tell them, hey, the champion of this promotion is going to be versing Christian Cage of Edge and Christian of the Brood of whatever, they're going to be like, oh, I'm going to watch that. I remember it. That's the whole fucking point, and people need to realize AEW is not going to gain new fans by telling them Darby Allin is on this Wednesday night show. You should watch it. Because most people don't know who the fuck Darby Allin is. They know who the Big Show Paul White is. That's why AEW signs these people.
That's perfect. That's perfectly laid out. My counter to that would be, I'll wait, because I enjoyed the Christian part. I get to some of the parts I didn't enjoy later, where you do things to bring in a whole bunch of new fans, and then it works. But because you stink, you can't keep them around. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that just yet. Sting. Not going to do that, Sting. We'll get to that. What do you think of Christian Cage?
I like the promo. It was a very solid promo. I also like the workhorse as a nickname.
Yes, something.
I hate the catchphrase personally, but whatever. But yeah, I like the acknowledgement. AEW as a whole have been doing well with that lately, with the acknowledging the Twitter meltdowns.
This is true. Twitter does melt down.
So it was like, listen, I know I'm new here. I know I got to pick up some wins. There's a ranking system or something, right? Like,
I did like his laissez-fairness about the ranking system.
Right.
As we all should be.
Right? It was like, whatever. I got to prove myself, but we'll meet down the road. It was like, well, I don't like that. I like that.
I'm really curious about this match, though. I really want to see that match.
Omega?
Omega. I mean, this is assuming Omega's going to win, which I think everybody who knows anything about anything assumes Omega's going to win.
Y'all.
I want to see the match. I want to see how they pull that off. I think that's a match that benefits fucking everybody. Christian will look fantastic because Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega get a win over a fucking WWE main eventer. And you should get a decent buy rate, assuming it's pay-per-view, I would imagine. I'm here for that match.
Yeah, I don't understand these people that are having meltdowns, and even the people that are having semi-meltdowns are like, this should be a TV main event. Like,
what? Oh my god.
You're fucking stupid. You're gonna put him in a ring with Christian Cage, and you're gonna put that on TV? No, he should be versus Eddie Kingston at the pay-per-view. You idiots!
I
you
love that.
Idiots! Shut the fuck up! God damn it!
Yeah, I don't agree with that. I mean, it's well documented. I'm not a Christian apologist.
Christian apologist? What does that mean?
I don't defend Christian whatsoever.
Not to defend. The man is fucking splendid. And has been. For 20 years.
4 years.
Anyway, my point was...
I watch that promo and think he's not great.
My point was, I'm not his biggest fan.
Okay, that's
right?
That's a lot better. But, I'll let this slide. Go ahead.
But I appreciated the promo, and I appreciated them not immediately jumping into that, because I did have a big issue with him having a face-to-face with Kenny Omega day one and touching the title.
To be fair, your complaints were about the ranking system.
Yeah, because there's a ranking system, and if there wasn't a ranking system, then whatever. This is the new signee, and we promised him a world title match when we signed him, or whatever the excuse is. But when there's a ranking system, you should work your way through it. And now that he A, addressed that, and B, seems like he's going to do that, I'm more on board.
Do you run the risk of wearing out Christian Cage's, not his welcome, but like, you kind of run the risk of having, he's got matches, they're going to be on TV. Then when the time face Kenny Omega is not as special. It'll still be special. It's fucking Christian Cage. Not as
I think there's less risk if he's actually wrestling matches versus we're gonna hear from Sting.
All right, so I'm gonna Sting right there. I got more Sting complaints.
Go ahead, go into it.
Because that's been awful. Like, that's been brutal.
Like, just that's actually right after this. The Good Brothers versus Moxley and Kingston. I liked this match, though this did give me concerns. And I think I'm judging from the promo too, that when you get the two really smart kids who are best friends with each other, and then they're in the back of the class and they start acting dumb, to me this was the most animated John Moxley's been in a long time. He might be having too much fun with Eddie Kingston, and I'm really concerned. I was like, Dean Ambrose is back. I'm not here for this. Get rid of this right away. I love you, Eddie, but if you're gonna bring down a Dean, I gotta kick you both out the class. You both gotta go.
But also, they're just kind of horsing around with the Good Brothers too, right? I'm like, yeah, these are the job guys that hung out with AJ Styles. These aren't the killers from Japan. Like, everybody's just having a blast right now because the substitute teacher's in the room. And it's like,
it did feel that way.
It's like,
I enjoyed the match though.
Yeah, it wasn't bad or anything. It was just like, this felt like it should have had more at stake. for consequences. Like, it felt like it should have been a bigger deal, and it felt very like, TV match.
How much that is because we have to reset after, what's pay-per-view? Revolution?
Yeah.
After the Revolution explosion? We just kind of...
I don't know. Because personally, I would have had Kingston or Moxley back on TV just yet in the first place.
Oh,
so...
No, we gotta acknowledge what the fuck's happening in the Revolution.
No, well, still, I would have gave it a couple weeks at least. But I would have had Callis sell it the way he did.
Wait a minute, so did they die? Those two are not gonna say anything?
I would have just had him.
They died?
That's me. But my point being is that. Oh, I lost my point because you fucking went on the
Because you fucking win, I would have. You said you had them on TV after the fucking biggest deal in wrestling. For people who don't know wrestling, I'm bringing this shit up about the fucking AEW 9 explosion, and then these two guys who were dying in the middle of the ring on fucking Sunday don't show up for weeks.
Let's go. Whatever. I don't know.
Okay.
It's about resetting for the pay-per-view.
I liked the match. It felt more like an angle than an actual match. It was fun. It was wild. I like Eddie. This is why I think Eddie and Moxley are going to make a great babyface tag.
Okay.
Because Eddie is great at facial expressions and selling.
Yes.
So he's the perfect Ricky Morton. And Moxley, like you said, he's very excited to be in there with his good friend, to be doing tag team wrestling in the tag team wrestling promotion. So yeah, he was very happy out there, not selling his bandages up arm and stuff like that, going crazy on the hot tag. I do enjoy Moxley's hot tag though.
Yes.
It's just full of energy. It gets the crowd behind him. It just works. But yeah, I just thought that maybe it felt like it had less stakes because the Good Brothers lost the Impact Tag Team titles to Finn Juice, so that made it less.
Didn't even notice.
Yeah, that made it less important in general there, and it's the finish with the little small package for the victory.
Yeah.
That will also make it feel that way as well. But I think that they did that because the Good Brothers are most likely going to win back the Impact Tag Team titles, and now Eddie and Kingston have a right to.
Oh, Jesus. There you go. You're back.
Well, what I said was, basically now Eddie and John have a right to a shot at the tag team titles if the Good Brothers win them back from Finn Juice at Rebellion.
That's a cool semi-main event to Cage and Omega, I think. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Up next. Tony Schiavone was bringing out Sting and the TNT champion. Who cares? Those are your guys. I'm not interested. Oh, I guess it's a recap. We have to address it. The Young Bucks came out to save the the slaughter that was going to go on. They already broken Kingston's. I don't say broken. Stomped on Kingston's leg with a chair. Then they put the thing around
Moxley's
neck.
Yep.
And then they came out to break this up. I gotta be honest, everybody here was hilarious. I'm not sure they meant it to be hilarious at this point. But no. Just completely ignoring the complete concern on their face. Come on.
I felt like I heard them kept saying "too sweet me, bro." Like,
Yeah, wait, too sweet. Come on.
Come on.
Kenny's finally like, all right.
I'm not sure if it's supposed to be funny, but it was hilarious to me. I thought it was fantastic.
He got annoyed. Got infected at the fact that the Young Bucks finally were fucking baby faces. Finally said, we're not going to be fucking manipulated. We're not going to just go along with your bullshit, especially because you got this motherfucker over here who's been trying to lie to you. Why would we too sweet you? And they finally showed a fucking backbone for one and left. And then Kenny he felt like that was the biggest disrespect ever. Yes. He's like, I was like, yo, Kenny owns right now. He's just coming across as the biggest asshole in this company.
I gotta be honest, he's grown on me.
It's crazy Kenny.
It used to be his interest that I loved. I'm now loving the heel character as well. Speaking of interests, and Helico didn't get his. I'm not sure when that was, but he didn't get his. It's starting to bother me now. That's 3-4 weeks in a row, right?
That's 3. Actually, yeah, 4 Angelico appearances with no entrance. He just appeared in the ring, or he came out amid a scuffle.
So disgusting.
Well, to be fair,
Okay.
it's Jack's fault, apparently, to give you some inside information.
There we go.
Meltzer reported that apparently there was a big botch on AEW Dark with Jack Evans, and he was versing Preston Vance.
Yeah.
He missed a Phoenix Splash once again, and this time he busted open Vance in the process, and it kind of ruined them. They wanted to do like a whole thing where -1 went out there and like celebrated with Vince after the match, and they weren't able to do that because they didn't feel comfortable sending a kid out there when the person's bleeding and stuff. So he got heat backstage, and that's why he wasn't even in Angelico's corner. So it was like basically Angelico was just brought out there and left alone and act like he wasn't a tag team, even though he was another tag team guy.
Gotcha.
While it pains me in my previous fandom of Jack Evans,
Yes. Same. All kids our age like Jack Evans at one point.
Yeah, but like he's got to go at this point, right? But it's still also Angelico's music. It's still a fantastic entrance, and before he busted open Preston Vance with a fantastic visual, by the way, if you get a chance to see it.
I don't want to see botches.
No, just the blood.
I don't want to see. That definitely something. I don't want to see botches, but I want to see blood skirting from somebody's face.
It's pretty awesome.
Not blood from this episode.
Yeah,
yes,
it's like 4 appearances in a row that we don't get the Angelico dance, and I'm a little upset.
You know what? You're right, Pierce. It's fucking gross.
Yeah, we're talking about
The match was fun though. The match was splendid.
It was. -1. I'll save that for the. I'll save it for another time. My -1 rant. It's not even a rant. If you don't feel comfortable sending a kid out there with blood, maybe he shouldn't be around a wrestling promotion. Just a thought. How about you just cut?
That Dark Order segment on this show brought me so much joy. I loved it. I love John Silver getting the shot against Darby
I do
Allin.
too.
So if you don't enjoy that shit, you don't have a soul. And we've already established, Jimmy, you don't have a soul.
I did. First, see, this is the difference. I love that segment. I love John Silver in his hat. I loved him flexing. I even liked the kid saying he'll take the title shot, and them all telling him like, no, maybe in a decade or whatever. But I also have no concern on being around blood because they're gonna lick it or whatever. What are we talking about here?
I cringed when he said I'll say it because I felt like they were going to do that for half a second. I was like, oh boy.
Speaking of people who are not the appropriate age to be around wrestling, Sting had another interview segment with Tony Schiavone. And by interview segment, I mean he came out for an interview.
He said like 4 words.
No, he did.
No, he didn't. This is, you mean the last 4 weeks, simple words? Maybe. But this week he didn't say anything at all because he was interrupted. No, then Darby came out. The TNT champion. The number 2 guy in promotion, supposed to be, but whatever.
By the way, graphic. It's Sting and Darby Allin.
And TNT champion Darby Allin. I liked Darby's promo. He's clearly not the most comfortable guy. Nobody's going to get him confused with Eddie Kingston or Don Callis. That's not going to happen. But I thought it was solid. More importantly, I thought his material was good. He didn't like the fact that he hasn't been fighting champion. What, 3 defenses in...
3 defenses in like 130 days or whatever.
Yes, I like the fact he told the crowd to shut up. He's probably talking to Austin Gunn, which I agree with. I like the fact that he wanted to fight somebody in the Dark Order, which is a really babyface thing, but it worked for me. Especially since it ended up being Silver. I want to see that match immediately. That's going to be a good match.
Archer came out.
First,
Archer was a bit upset that he still is not getting his time and he has to come in and interrupt people.
I'm here for heel Archer. I'm here for the Snake.
I don't think he's officially heel Archer because he's still coming down the babyface tunnel.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. You know what? I'm not going to let you dash my hopes just yet. He's still heel to me, damn it. Until it's proven otherwise. Then, fucking, was it Cage?
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Brian Cage came out, and I gotta be honest, he turned babyface. Okay, that's what happened. He respects Sting, etc., etc. And then, at first I went, huh. Then I went, you know what? fucking like that?
He's a much better babyface.
Wow, okay, go ahead. Break it down.
Like, he's always been. The thing that has always been Brian Cage is that he's a big, muscle-bound guy that can do cool fucking moves. So you make him a fucking babyface. This whole thing has been great to introduce him to the company. It's been great having Taz cut promos for him. But Brian Cage is a babyface. People want to see a guy that size doing moonsaults, doing the power moves, but they like to get behind him. And him in a feud against Team Taz, I think is the best transition for them out of this whole stage.
I think you have fucking sold me on more than I was sold already. And I props to Brian Cage for toning down all the shit he could apparently do. Because he hasn't done much of that while he's been a heel. And that's how you should work. Don't get your shit in. I know you want to. But don't. What do you think?
I'm not familiar with Brian Cage as a face, so I'm cautiously optimistic. I love them as a heel, so I'm assuming I like him as a face, but I do like heels better, so I want to see it. I do, though, love how Taz was losing his mind the second that Cage said he respects Sting, and Taz was trying to steal the microphone back out of his hands. And, what are you doing? And then Ricky's like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
so Ricky starts saying, are you on crack?
No, Ricky, that's not Cage's drug choice.
See, now that's over the top.
Jimmy Malcolm's thoughts are his own. They don't reflect True Heel Heat, SP3, Marcus Cash, anybody or anywhere. Tony Khan stinks. At least at this. No, I won't say stinks. That's strong. Because with these two shows back to back, assuming he took part in a lot of the booking decisions, and we know he'll take credit for it if it went well. He won't if it went badly. He'll throw it on Chris Jericho. It's Chris Jericho's fault for the Matt Hardy thing, and etc., etc. Oh, I should have lived with it. Anyway, we'll take credit for that. We'll take credit for that. Anyway, all right, I'm sorry. Sting came in. It's Sting. We got a bump to 990 some odd thousand fans that week and the next week. That's 2 weeks in a row. That is fucking fantastic. That is proper promotion. Now at this point, you simply have Sting come out every week with the entrance, with the snow, with no promos of any kind, or it's the same promo every week, and done nothing for anybody. It went right back down to where we started, 725, 750, 775. I don't know what the fucking number is. I know it ain't 990,000, which is mean the 200,000 people who came up to say, Sting! Said, Sting! Really? Sting? You know what? I think I'm done. I get it. It was fun seeing Sting. I think I'm out. I'll see you in another 10 years. Oh, whenever fucking long it is. This has been and you know what? This week, with Darby taking the microphone and talking about anything except Sting and Taz, has been the best Darby's been in a long fucking while. He's gained nothing. So maybe a paycheck. I don't know how Tony Khan does things over there. From the Sting feud. Except 20,000 people may or may not know who Darby Allin is. More than 1,000 people. That's it.
Yeah,
that's all we got.
Darby suffered.
So we got.
Darby seemed like the least important person in all of this. Like, he's a champ.
It's terrible. It's terrible. And luckily Kenny Omega's already established, so he doesn't worry about being sideswiped by Christian Cage. I'm done. Just my thoughts. I could be wrong. Maybe this wasn't his fault. Maybe I'm sure. You know what? I guarantee you, in a few weeks, he'll say he didn't have anything to do with the Sting thing, and you know what? I wanted to take a more hands-on role, but you know, Kenny Omega and the guys. Well, if I really felt that strongly, I should have stuck up for it. I'm sorry. That's when I turned. That Chris Jericho shit blew my. I'm never gonna get over that shit. On his podcast, you're gonna throw one of the bus to the Matt Hardy shit. You stink. He takes complete credit for best weekly television show. Who put that on right on fucking Front Street? But he gonna flow. He stinks. Jesus.
Rather harsh on Anthony there.
I don't like Chris Jericho as a person. Next was the Scorpio Sky promo. I gotta be honest. I think we said this on was it Dynamite? No, the week before the AEW before the pay-per-view. That Scorpio Sky should be, you said, a shooter heel,
Yeah.
Essentially, I just meant like a guy who doesn't talk. He just wrestles. I don't need the eyebrow things and stupid phrases. And it felt like that's what they were going with. The heel turn last week, third heel turn in 3 weeks last week, and the fucking promo this week. Yes, if you're gonna be healed, that's what he should be. Violent. And that's the end of it. You have no charisma of any kind, so stay away from it.
You thought you felt like almost like a little bit of racism also. It was like your Darbys, your Codys.
Yeah, that shit was hilarious. Your Darbys, your Codys, your Stains. I'm like, first of all, they're not in the same group. What are you talking about? They're all white? I guess that's something. What are we talking about here? If that where you're going with that? No? Then you should probably not use that. Your Codys, your Kennys, and your Moxleys. They all go in the same group, same age range. Same what? He's 80 years old.
That's who you want. So it's like, and why is it that they want them? Scorpio.
What'd you guys think? I like the promo though.
I liked Scorpio's promo. He seems confident. He seems like he is ready to do this role. It's all about who he's gonna feud with. That's what it's always about. Like, yeah, a lot of characters, can be revitalized with a heel or babyface turn, but it's always about the follow-up. So that's why I think it's most important here.
Indeed.
Yeah, and I really like Scorpio's ability. I really like his entrance, especially when they do the sky cam on it. I'm glad we're, hopefully, because I only see one example so far, we're not going to go with the cheesiness in the heel turn now. It seems like we might have dropped that now. Mm-hmm. So if we can get a little more serious Scorpio Sky, and then like you said, if we have a decent enough feud coming out of it.
What was Darby?
I'm fine with that. I don't want to see something along the level of Scorpio Sky and Shawn Spears.
Well, he's a heel, so you gotta go.
But
I get your point. That level.
Yeah. Janela or whatever.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm with you. Then it was Phoenix and Helico. We kind of touched on the entrance, so we won't get into that again. Ray Phoenix is amazing. We've touched on that
amazing
week. And I'm fine with the match. But that's pretty much the end of it. I need anything else after that.
Yeah, it's a Ray Phoenix match. It took your breath away a few times, and that's pretty much it.
I was also after the match talking shit to Dan Helico.
Yeah?
Yes, he was great.
I didn't do that.
He literally just slides in the ring and gets in Dan Helico's face. Like,
he's like what do you call that when you fucking don't want to get pregnant, so you put your baby in somebody else? What do you call that?
Surrogate?
Surrogate. He's like a surrogate Austin for Ray Phoenix. Just gets in this guy's face because Ray Phoenix won't. I'm here for it. Up next was Miro.
Yes.
Yeah.
This was another highlight of the night for me. I'm here for this new dynamic between these two, Miro and Kip Sabian. Miro, he channeled his inner, I don't know who it is.
Fan.
Yes, his inner fan. Chuck and Orange Cassidy challenged to a tag team match. Why? I was like, I'm here for that. Yeah, why?
What's on?
I beat those guys. I'm over it. I'm done with that.
That's Butler for life. No, I don't care.
You had your chance, Charles.
God damn it. I'm here for Miro. I'm ready for him to crush Kip so he can be the monster I want to be.
They've been building to it. It seems like for a while. Like even when I was rewatching some of the clips from the wedding, like he punched Miro at the wedding. Ooh. So like that was like the whole start of this. Seems like they're doing the slow burn to it, but they're doing it in the right way. In the end, babyfaces should always win feuds, and it seems like the dissension between Kip and Miro is going to be the reason why Orange and Chuck E. T win the blow-off, this arcade lumberjack match, I guess they're doing, which makes sense to me with Kip taking the pinfall loss and then Miro destroying him for failing him. That makes sense.
See, for me, it would be Miro's destroying Kip, because they kind of established here the hot tagging thing, right? Kip tags himself into the match, and then, or that might have been on Dark actually. Kip tagged himself into the match, and then now the babyfaces make their comeback, and Miro's getting all pissed off. And so I would end this with Miro kicking Kip's head off before the match is even over and kind of walking off on Kip. And then
that doesn't Chuck E. T. and Orange the babyfaces stuff.
I don't care about them. This is about Miro.
I know you don't care
about Miro.
Jesus.
This is about Miro.
How did you like Orange Cassidy?
I did.
I'm going to put some logic in here, Cash, so it makes sense for them to be the babyfaces winning the feud. They're not babyfaces winning the feud if Miro kicks them before the match is over. And it doesn't give Miro the credence and the catalyst to finally turn his back on Kip.
That's a good one. Why is he turning on him?
Just because Kip sucks, and every time every time they're ahead in the match, Kip comes in, and Kip's like losing the match for them.
You're searching for the words. You started with You didn't even have the idea set in your brain before you started talking.
That's not fair. That's not fair because you've known me for about 10 years plus, and you know I always start with on everything.
But this time you rambled and you were searching for words. It just sucks. So having a legitimate idea in mind for the reason why you want it to be done this way. You're just wanting to be different.
I do have my idea if you listen to it. My booking is to care about the star. The star here is Miro. So we want to highlight Miro. So that's why I'd kick his head.
At the detriment to 3 other people, that's not smart booking, and I'm glad you don't have the pen anywhere. Let's talk about the main event.
Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa.
Britt Baker?
Dr. Goat.
Why?
I didn't call her Britt.
No, I give it a pass. You know what? We're improving every week. We go from Grit to Dr. Goat. This would be just a goat, as we should be. You know what?
That's why she's Dr. Goat.
You know what? Fair enough, because she does do that. And she did it, I think, 3 times this episode. So, you know what? I'll take the loss. Fair enough. You guys fucking love this match. I love this match. I don't know. It sounds weird to say, but I did not think it would be as violent as it was. I didn't think it would be Goat Baker taking all of the fucking rough spots. Listen, Thunder Rosa took some rough spots. Goat Baker took the roughest of spots. I think 3 times. The thumbtacks, then the roll into the thumbtacks, and then the finale through the table.
I would say the 4 roughest spots of the match are the DVD off the second rope into the ladder, the powerbomb into the tacks, the roll into the tacks, and yes, the fire thunder driver at the end. And Britt Baker took every one of those like a fucking badass.
I'd like to add also, it's not like Britt Baker did not feel any impact off that superplex into the chairs. Like, she felt a little bit of that too.
Yes. So she took 4.5 of the big 5 spots. I have a question before we even get into this match. Why? Why is Goat Baker, when they plan this match out, Goat Baker, Thunder Rosa, and who would it be? Kenny Omega or would it be Shida?
Kenny, probably.
When the 3 of them sat down, what does Goat Baker get? Why does she make this move? That I'm going to take these spots. Is it to prove herself as a wrestler's wrestler?
I think so.
Like fucking Thunder Rosa, all she does is fucking wrestle. All Kenny does is wrestle. I wrestle and I'm fucking do this and I do that and I'm a dentist. I don't know. I'm real shit here. I'm about to take these fucking spots.
I think that's exactly what it is. I think Thunder Rosa is established as a wrestler for women, and I think that I don't know if she feels that she's looked at as just a character and she wants to prove herself as a wrestling ability, or that she wants to wrestle up to Thunder Rosa.
Okay.
But I think that's a large chunk, if not most, of the idea there.
Sure.
Britt Baker has been seen as a model of the machine. She was the face that they wanted to push as the face of the women's division. It was very much a Roman Reigns type of rejection vote. In that the fans didn't connect with her as the face of the division and didn't want her as the face of the division.
Agreed.
But Well, it took Roman Reigns 6 years to find a character that worked for him and met his skill to have the character and the mic skills and everything else that makes a superstar pro wrestler and a wrestler that can be one of the biggest stars in the industry. It took Britt Baker 6 months. It took her 6 months to respond from that rejection, come up with a character that just worked, but that character lacked real defining matches and defining moments and defining performances. She had the bloody nose against Sheeta. So she was able to see there that blood was something that got her more over, that made her more of a star, that made her connect with people more. So she said to herself, and I guess she said to Thunder Rosa and Kenny Omega and everyone else backstage, they wanted to create something that resonated like that for a longer period of time, because the Sheeta Baker match was good, but most people just remembered the bloody nose. This match, I'm going to remember, I fucking basically called like 4 of the spots off of memory because I've seen it like 2-3 times already. This match is memorable, and it was booked and laid out to be memorable, and it was booked and laid out to, although Britt Baker was losing, she comes out of this looking like the biggest star in women's wrestling. See, like Dave Meltzer literally is doing a podcast with Brian Alvarez, and he says Britt comes across as a bigger star than Sasha Banks. And although Brian Alvarez said it, as he's saying it, he tells Dave, you're going to get in a lot of trouble on Twitter for saying this. I honestly can't say Dave was that far off on that take. Because coming out of this matchup, I'm sorry, Britt Baker looks like the biggest star, not only in women's wrestling, but the entire AEW promotion. She looks like a star. She looks like the person you put the title on immediately.
She better look like that! I've been saying this for months.
I know, but
like 6 months?
This was all based on her character before. That was the whole reason all of us were saying she needed to be the champion. Now she has this star-making performance. She just put on the greatest women's match in Dynamite history, one of the greatest main events of Dynamite history. And, you put the title on this person. You now have proven that she can have a great match. She can go in there and put on a great performance with Sheeta at Double or Nothing and get her coronation. Now it's just it's not even funny now. I am going on the Jimmy Macaran bandwagon of I hate Tony Khan if Britt Baker is not the women's champion coming out of Double or Nothing. That's how I feel at this point. You made this match a lights out match, so it doesn't count against her record, so it doesn't make Thunder Rosa the #1 contender. So you basically now have about 6 to 7 weeks to heat up Britt Baker. I think she shouldn't be on the next show.
No.
Sell this match.
I'll do 2 weeks.
Sell this match. Do some highlights, but the following week, promo maybe, and then you do your #1 contendership in the next couple of weeks after that. She becomes the #1 contender. She wins, and then down the line, you got the big-time third match between these two ladies. You already made this a focal point at Breach Break. It was the first ever women's main event of Dynamite. You put this now on pay-per-view with the title on the line, it's going to be bigger. And this feels like the defining female feud of AEW right now.
I'd spend $60 on that match. I would. I just fucking would. I have a question. I think I know what your answer is, Steve, when you said it. But when you saw this match and you thought about where it put both these people, what was the first match you thought it fit with? Like when you thought of a good analogy for it, like your first match. I think you said Austin and Brett.
Oh.
That match has been for the blood, though.
Yeah, for the blood aspect, I was thinking Austin and Brett.
Not my first thought, but my thought when I started thinking about it was Triple H and Foley. That was my first thought. Where Triple H went from one level to the next. He was this guy, now he's that guy. Banks and Thunder Rosa. I know Thunder Rosa is respected worldwide, but to us casual fans, she's just a really good hand. She took another level for me, and Goat Baker went from Goat to, I don't know, Goat Goats?
Yeah, I don't know what the above Goat is. The logo?
The logo, no. The logo's below the goat. The logo's Jerry West. Sorry, Jerry. It is what it is.
Well, the best matches I can't compare this to. I can't compare it to anything on the big time. Because, okay, yeah, I can. So, the best matches I can compare this to. In a, like a smaller form.
Jesus. Some high school arena match that you and 3 other people watched yesterday.
The Young Bucks versus...
Go ahead, we're fucking around. Go ahead.
Ring of Honor, where 2 people came into a match and came out as bigger stars and came out as 2 people that you should see as world champion. Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly from Best in the World 2012. After that match, both of those guys you knew were the future of Ring of Honor. Now, in a woman's sense, this match may be viewed years from now as one of the most significant women's matches in pro wrestling history. And it might be comparable, in my eyes, to the greatest women's feud that doesn't get talked about of the past 2 decades. And I'm talking about Gail Kim versus Awesome Khan in TNA. They were the first to put women in that position, in the main event spot, and make them stars. And it took WWE 7 years and a Ronda Rousey to finally say, you know what? We can treat women like men. This is an interesting concept that we should probably try to explore here. And they did that, but I feel like the sowing of the seeds was Gail Kim versus Awesome Khan. And this may be viewed as that because this is the type of match that women would never have in WWE. The closest thing that women have had to this type of match is Becky versus Charlotte at Evolution in 2018, and maybe Trish versus Victoria at Survivor Series 2002. Mm-hmm. But those matches feel like Disneyland compared to this shit.
So you
like,
can give
this felt like an 80s blow-off, come as you are, an old school brawl. Like this felt real and visceral. It's gonna stay with people. Like I showed one of my friends that hasn't been watching wrestling, hasn't been watching AEW. He compared AEW to WCW, and I showed him that match, and he's like, "My bad."
I apologize, as you should.
I apologize. Yeah, my bad. I was wrong. There's a lot of great things going on here, but the biggest one that I can compare it to, where 2 people come into a match, they come out of it feeling like the 2 biggest stars in the company, 2 biggest stars in wrestling, The Rock versus Triple H, SummerSlam 1998. This was Thunder Rosa.
That's a really solid one. I hadn't considered that one. That they should have gotten in trouble for because they went over the time. But, yeah, that's a good one. You stick with Austin and Brett?
Yeah, I'm not as good as you guys as, like, thinking of...
Yeah, I feel like we're fucking... I feel like we're almost blowing this match up, so to speak. There's no way to actually blow in this match, except, was it Mark Turner? Who was the ref?
Paul Turner?
Paul Turner. Oh, excuse me. I didn't get fucking Goofy's name wrong. They treat him like garbage. Paul Turner? Like, how dare you?
Meltzer gave it 4 3/4, and he literally only gave it 4 3/4 instead of 5 stars because Rebel has a shitty crush trap to start the match. That's the only reason. That was his only complaint.
Jesus, I guess I'll give it that. To me, this does feel like can I go here? A seminal moment in women's wrestling. Kind of where Jesus, I feel like I'm going over the top, and I hate wrestling fans in general. I'm not. All right, fair enough. It feels like a seminal moment where it elevates everybody. You mentioned that Trish and Lita main event from Raw. That's one that pops in my head where you look at everybody differently after that. For me, because I was there, Banks and Bailey, it's that fucking that takeover before SummerSlam.
Yeah, takeover Brooklyn.
Immediately, I just went. I've never seen anything like this before. I've never seen it. People this small doing this that aren't Rey Mysterio. And this is another one. I didn't see this before. I don't think I want to see this again, but I'm glad I saw it because holy shit. You know what? The lights out. I like the call, mainly because Baker doesn't think lost. And you know what? You've sold me several times on these fucking booking points, and none of them worked out. I'm hoping this one works out. I'm getting my hopes a little bit up. I ain't gonna lie to you. They're a little bit up right now. And you know what? I'll give Tony Khan credit for this. I assume it's his idea. Lord knows if it didn't work out, he wouldn't take credit for it. But I assume it is, and he'll take credit for it. And I do have to give him credit, because I trash him every week. I will give him credit on Miro, because he took credit for that before it actually worked. He said we're going to build Miro up slowly. And it's worked. So, that's it. 1 out of 8 things right. That's fantastic. What's the percentage on that?
12.5.
Anything else?
No.
I'm really looking forward to next week.
I am too, actually.
You know why?
Because it doesn't have a name attached to it?
That is true. That is true.
Not a special edition of Dynamite?
Not only am I looking forward to the Sting promo that won't happen, but will happen. I loved the first time, I guess it'll be the second time, we saw Tay Conti versus Nyla Rose. So I'm looking forward to that match. Like, I really want to see that match. Tay Conti's another star in the making. Unfortunately, she's behind a lot of people now.
Oh,
but
yeah.
God damn it, she's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm all here for Tay Conti.
Here for it.
They really are doing a great job with the women's division. Like they have it pillared. It seems like it's Sheeta, Rosa, Baker, and Jade in the front seat.
Yes.
And in the back seat, you got building up Anna Jay, Tay Conti, Serena Deeb is just like the glue. She's like in between both of those parts of the seat.
Yeah.
And, like sticking together. Nyla Rose is kind of in that middle as well.
Yeah, she's a glue too.
She's not in that front seat. She's not in that back seat. She's like somewhere in between.
With
like,
Riho, she also the glue?
Yeah.
Riho is also glue?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rio's there too. Rio's there. Absolutely.
I can see that.
It's the thing. It's all coming together now. Anna Jay's injured for like a year or whatever.
Jesus, seriously?
I'm guessing. Statlander is still out.
Yeah.
So, like, there's pieces missing. Big Swole has Crohn's that's been flaring up, which apparently was the reason why she wasn't in the tournament.
Yeah, she's back.
Okay.
So, like, there's pieces that can be worked with. So, from being one of the most piss poor things in the company, we've really come a long way.
Fair enough. Yes, Joe. You know,
I said it a couple of times this week. Ever since Khan said in the post-show Full Gear that we hear you complaining about the women's division, we're gonna be addressing it. It's been steadily getting better every single week since Full Gear.
I completely agree. I have a question. I have 2 questions actually. Number 1, what's going on with apparently AEW GM Tony Khan or whatever the fuck he called himself on Dark or whatever? What was it?
I don't
Commissioner, matchmaker. What was it?
I don't remember.
Asian?
Dark Elevation was the show. I don't remember.
What did Tony Khan call himself?
No, he didn't call himself. It was
Somebody
reported
called him.
somewhere. But they called him AEW GM.
Ooh.
I don't remember. I don't have a good memory. We've established it. But regardless,
Elevation, he said.
Yeah, it was on for Elevation. But regardless, I don't like him coming out. I don't like him speaking on camera.
The commentators call him AEW's president.
I didn't hear that. But I don't like him coming out and being on camera. I don't know. Just, yeah.
Well, I do. I want to be. If you're gonna keep, if Taz and company go Baker, I'm gonna keep mentioning Tony Khan. I don't mind him being on camera. It's the same effect, essentially. Do I like seeing his face? No. But I get it. I mean, why wouldn't he? I said, wait a minute. I said this months ago. What'd I say? There's no way he's not gonna be on TV. It doesn't work like that. Fucking billionaire's kid, not gonna be on TV. Knock it off.
Apparently, he doesn't want to be on Dynamite. That's his analogy.
Okay, I'll give him 4 more months on that.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. I'll give him 4 more.
Seems like.
And my second question was, because it's more philosophical, first of all, real question. How long has Statlander been in the business?
Not long.
Before AEW?
Huh?
Before AEW?
I guess, sure. Or
She started like 2015, 2016.
How far behind is she going to end up when she comes back? Because it feels like this is the time where you need to be there, at the start, to kind of soak all that shit in.
By the time she's back, I don't know if she cracks the top 8. Because they're going to keep pushing Red Velvets, right? That's another one. So who do we name off? Baker, Rosa, Nyla, Sheeta, Rio. That's already 5. Deeb, 6. Jade. That's already 7. Red Velvet's going to keep getting pushed, so that's already 8. Anna Jay. Tay Conti. That's already 10. And that's not even counting the people that they're starting to push, because apparently Maddie Rankowski's starting to pick up wins on Dark. So who knows how from... Huh?
She's not even signed with the company. Legit Layla Hirsch.
Legit Layla Hirsch, who I'm a fan of, so I'm a little upset I forgot her.
Knock it off. Y'all both can knock it off Layla Hirsch. Knock it off.
She got signed. So
hey, get your paycheck, sister. I'm here for you. You ain't going nowhere, goddammit, because that's not how it works. Your tongue times on all that bullshit about we care about talent and it's not about the look. Yeah, alright. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Sorry. Listen, she's talented. Well, come on. There needs to be some adjustments made, we'll say. I'm not sure how. Plug.
I say is the doctor will see you now.
I do love this.
I've been having that.
I love that. Especially particularly when she comes out and then she calls for Reba to come out afterwards. Like, I have my spotlight. Alright, now come on.
And we were, wait, by the way, we were concerned about what that face she made.
Yes, her Shawn Michaels face that she makes every time she's going to lose a match.
I don't think it was because she was going to lose a match. I think because she knew what the fuck she was about to go fucking do. Like,
she had to cut for herself.
Yes, I'm going to have to cut myself and then drop it to thumbtacks.
A couple times.
That's rolling spot. That shit was shot. God, who just finished out with tonight? That's probably the most shocking spot in the night to me. I never considered that they might fucking do another thumbtack spot right after that. And then her to roll. It's a brilliant spot. It's a brilliant idea. And then, oh, Jesus. I was going to say she sold it well, but you don't really have to sell it.
Yeah, no.
Fucking ow, that hurts.
Only thing that would have took it to the next level is that if instead of thumbtacks, it would have been teeth.
Like gimmick tacks. Yeah,
yes.
Teeth.
Teeth?
Teeth. She's a dentist.
Oh.
He called Dr. Goat. Dr. Goat. I'm not going to call it just Goat.
No,
Dr. Goat. Yeah. Then he was like, teeth.
No, because I'm not thinking...
I don't understand.
Okay, I'm not thinking about a bag of teeth, which is a jarring image, right? I'm thinking, you said gimmick tacks, and I'm like, do they call gimmick tacks teeth? Like, is that something I'm not familiar with? That like blunted tacks are called teeth?
Fair enough.
Seems weird.
Plug?
My battery is dying. Figuratively. Give that a follow, but like everywhere.
Not really. Plug?
Check out the wrestling YouTube channel you're on right now. True Heel Heat. We got more content daily. Subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 1,100 here. We always appreciate these good fellas, and I appreciate coming on these special editions of AEWrecap and talking about all the wrestling with these fellas. So go over and check out their channels. My Battery is Dying and Jimmy Macaram, where you can see all of us some more, and WandaVision and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, all that good stuff. So check it out and subscribe to the True Heel YouTube channel.
Indeed. Post your comments down below. Like, share, subscribe.